I'm Mike Jones, Jacksonville's voice of real estate. This is Cindy. We're here today doing a little pre-show before we actually start the live show. It allows YouTube to go ahead and find people who are interested in watching the live show. So we're going to give them a few minutes to do that. We are enjoying a very rainy day here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Not too much, though. I mean, it's just too much rain.
Well, she's saying we're not enjoying it too much, but it has rained and rained and rained. And I want to tell you, this year, we have not been short on any rainfall amounts. A matter of fact, I'm betting it's going to be a record year. And although I'm not complaining, because usually we don't have enough rain, and by the time everything dries out from the winter and the frost, we have a lot of forest fires and things around the area. So I bet you that's not going to happen this year, thankfully. So definitely not complaining. We just wish it would dry up a little bit.
So what's been going on in real estate this week? We have had a lot going on, y'all. We just put a new listing on the market only a few days ago, one in Ponte Vedra Beach. It's listed at, what's the price?
$650.
$650. We already have an offer on that, and it's kind of going back and forth several times. The buyer and the seller playing ping pong with the price. It happens a lot. So anyway, that's where we are on that. We're kind of placing wagers as to if it's going to come together or not. I kind of think they're getting a lot closer. So I think it may. So that's a good thing. That's going back and forth right now. We have a brand new listing coming on the market for next week.
Actually, I'm going to put it live tomorrow, because we are ready to go.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Can you make sure that this is working so we can make sure that we get anybody who comments? By the way, if you have questions about real estate, we will do our best. If you'll drop them in the comments section there, we'll do our best to answer them here live for you. Anyway, what's today's show? Today's show is part 2.
Part 2 of
episode 2 of a series that we're doing to help you sell your house without a real estate agent. And last week we talked about preparing your house on the inside. And Cindy let me know after the show that we didn't say anything about preparing your house on the outside. So that's what today's topic is.
That's what we're going to talk about today, yes.
It's probably fine that happened, because it can take, there's a lot to doing this. And you don't have to do anything that we tell you here in order to sell your house. I mean, you can just throw a sign out in the yard and do whatever you want to. What we're here to do is for the people who want to get the most money the market will bear and sell your house in the quickest amount of time possible. We're giving you a guideline of things to do to help make that happen. If you don't want the most money the market will bear, don't watch, don't do these things. But we are here to help you.
These are strong suggestions.
There's a lot that goes into selling a house and doing it right, and that's what we're here to do. So anyway.
So it's basically part 2, but this is definitely day 2 of our series. So we want to go outside the house, and you're going to take a piece of paper and a pencil, and you're going to go outside the house, and you're going to basically make a punch list from the very beginning of your yard all the way to the backyard to take a look at everything to see what do you need to do to bring your property up to snuff to get it ready for market to go live, active, and ready to sell.
Well, and the thing is curb appeal is still there. Now, a lot of times I talk about digital curb appeal, and that's a whole different subject, and we'll get into that
as we get
later in the series. But right now we're talking about physical curb appeal, and Charlie's about to chase something, and I hope he doesn't bump the camera. Charlie's in here in the studio with us as always, so if the camera does this, it's because he's chasing something. Anyway, back to the curb appeal. This is the first thing that buyers see. So when she says make a punch list, go out to the street, look at your house, and then walk up the pathway that you think that a buyer is going to come when they come see your house. Most likely they're going to either they're going to park at the street, they're going to walk up the driveway down the path to the front door. Okay? Where they'll probably ring the doorbell if you're selling on your own. If you're selling by owner, they're going to ring the doorbell and wait for you to answer.
Well, so the first thing we want to do is just check for these things. And like I said, these are suggestions. Does your house need pressure washing and painting?
Yes.
Do that if it does.
So let me, while we talk about these things, I'm going to roll this video for you. Okay, I was actually out and I saw this property this week. Keep in mind, this is in a very prestigious area of Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of older homes. and the asking price is $650,000. Now, if you're watching from California or New York, I know $650,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but here in Northeast Florida, in Jacksonville, that is a very expensive property. It's not high-end yet. It's not luxury property, but it's very expensive. Keep in mind the median price range of homes for sale, or homes that sell in our area, are $215,000. So $650,000 is very expensive. So anyway, this is a $650,000 house, been on the market about 6 months, hasn't sold. And as you can see, these people need to do a lot of work. They need to pressure wash the front drive, the walkway. They need some new mulch. They need to do some landscaping. I don't know what that is right there. It's like a hole in the eaves there, rotted. Look at these gutters. This is in the back. Look at the gutters. They need to pressure wash this entire house. They got moss hanging off the gutter. They got old cable TV wires hanging everywhere. This is just terrible. Look at the paint.
That's awful.
Peeling and chipping underneath this thing. You gotta wonder why this house hasn't sold. This is it. This is awful. And this isn't even the worst. Look at this down the eaves, all the chipping paint. Come on down here and look at this light fixture just hanging there. This house just reeks of low offer if you can get an offer at all. Look at this. Back to the pressure washing. All you got to do is pressure wash it, and that will make a huge improvement there. But they've really got a lot of work to do here. Mm-hmm. This is why it's important. Anybody walking up to this house with the intention of buying the property, right now, if they're interested at all, if they're willing to do or buy a house that needs a lot of work, right here you can see the price, the offer that they make is going down with every objection that they find, and it's just hitting them right in the face from the minute they step out of the car at the street. These are some examples. Don't let this be you. This house is not going to sell top of the market. It's not going to sell quick. It's already been on the market about 6 months. This is in terrible shape. You should have seen the inside. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're walking through your house, or walking not through your house, but we're on the outside. When you're walking around your house, every little thing, like she said, did she mention the mailbox?
We haven't mentioned the mailbox yet.
Even the mailbox, is it straight? If you got a mailbox out at the street, make sure that it's straight. Make sure that it's not, a brand new mailbox is $30. A post is $30. For $60, you can have a new mailbox. Plant some flowers, some marigolds for $3 at Walmart. Plant them around that thing. It's going to make a huge difference. It's color. It's what the people are going to see as soon as they pull up to the driveway. What else?
So the next thing is, and you mentioned it on the video there that we saw, pressure wash the driveways and sidewalks. Or any areas that you have, like patio areas in the back, whether you have it pavered or bricked or whatever, pressure wash all of that and get it fresh and clean looking. It makes a huge difference. Next is freshen all your flower beds. Put fresh mulch in them, and if you don't have any flowers, you could plant some flowers here and there. It just makes that nice pop of color, and just adds to the niceness and the welcomeness of the home, and some flowers around the flower beds as well.
And what you're doing is you're pretty much welcoming these buyers to your home, and you want them to envision a place where they're going to enjoy living. And these are cheap, easy fixes in order to do that. Now, if your house is in as bad a shape as the one I just showed you, you've got other issues. But, even if you have to paint the inside and outside of your house, those costs are relatively inexpensive compared to the reduction in price that you're going to get in your final offer. Okay? And you know what? Even better is if you do these things and you end up getting multiple offers where you're in a situation when you can pick the best one. Okay? So go ahead, Cindy. What's next?
So the next thing is the entryway to your door. So once the buyers are walking up to your door, just imagine what they're going to see. Take a broom and knock down all of the spider webs. If you've got any wasp nests, dirt daubers, get all of that off there. Of course, a lot of that's going to come off when you pressure wash this.
Now, while she's on that, this house right here is a picture that I took. I put it on my Instagram page. By the way, if If you're not following me on Instagram, do that if you're there. Mike Jones, Jacks, Florida. This was a $995,000 house in Marsh Landing, which is out towards Ponte Vedra Beach. Now, this is the first thing that home buyers will see when they're with their agent, because their agent has to actually unlock this lockbox. It takes about 30, 45 seconds to unlock that lockbox, to get the key out of it, to get inside the house. So your buyer's going to be standing there looking at your front door, and this is really the wrong place to hang a lockbox. I don't know why that agent decided to do that. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have a lockbox if you're selling your house on your own. However, when they ring the doorbell and they're waiting on you to answer the door, mm-hmm. they're going to be looking around at the front door, and they're going to be looking at the roof. They're going to be looking at up in the eaves, the soffits. They're going to be looking at everything while they're waiting on you to come to the front door. So this is one of the most overlooked places that sellers prepare before selling their home.
I mean, seeing that picture, it's so unnecessary and so easy. They could have taken a broom and knocked that down.
You know what is not shown in that picture, by the way? What is not shown in this picture is, like I said, this was almost $1 million house, $950,000. This was hung on the light at the front by the front door, but this particular house had 3 sets of double doors. So there was 6 doorknobs that they could have possibly hung this lockbox on. And, they only use as entry and exit one of those doors. So that lockbox could have went on any of those doorknobs, but the agent chose to put it right there.
I don't understand it.
If I was a seller and I saw my agent put that lockbox in that spot, mm-hmm. I would have fired him right then and there. So keep that in mind. This is one of the things that people overlook, but it's one of the most... The buyer spends a lot of time there.
Yeah, they do.
If they're with an agent, like I said, it's going to be a minimum of 45 seconds for the agent to open that lockbox, mm-hmm. because they're digitally controlled. They have to send infrared signals from their phone to the lockbox. If they're knocking on the door waiting on you to answer it, this is what they're seeing.
So the next thing is, at the entryway, look and see, does your front door need to be painted? New fresh front door is very nice.
Cheap fix.
And maybe change the color to a red, a yellow, something that's going to contrast the house that looks very, very nice and clean. Do you need new door handles? Y'all, I'm telling you, I see so many houses that I walk up to. I show a lot of buyers' homes. I walk up to, and the handle is corroded. The handle that you're going into, this whole thing that we're talking about, this sets the tone to what they're going to be coming into your house to. If they come out and the driveway just needs pressure washed, cracked, and it's just uneven, and the flower beds are unkept, and then they walk up to the door and there's cobwebs everywhere, and the door handle's corroded, you've just set the tone for the whole house. I mean, so you're setting the tone for what they're about to go into. And so, do you need a new handle, door handle? Nice new door handle, freshens everything.
Well, you don't always necessarily need a new door handle. I mean, there's a lot of exterior door handles are a lot of times brass, or you can buy a cleaner to clean them. Like if they're brass, there's Brasso, there's Neverdull. You can actually just hit those with those things. It's a lot cheaper, mm-hmm. and it really makes them shine. It makes them stand out. So, and like she said, a buyer's mentality is to object. They're there to find a reason not to buy your house. That's the mentality of a buyer. Nobody wants to spend $650,000. So they're trying to find reasons why they don't want to buy your house. Don't give them any reasons, okay?
You want to give them all the reasons to buy your house.
Every little reason raises an objection.
Absolutely.
Every one of these things that we're telling you raises an objection in the buyer's mind. And if you're lucky enough that they actually want to put in an offer on your house, these things, if they're not done, are going to make the offer less.
And it'll cost you more days on the market. So either clean up the handles or just put new ones on. So what they see matters. I mean, also, is there smells at the front door? Have pets been hanging out at the front door? Maybe there's some pet odors. So all of these things, sight, smell, all of these things are in your buyer's mind to, like we talk about, is keeping their emotions high. Anything that takes that negative down
Or we don't want, takes their positive and brings it down.
Right. Yeah. So we want the positive emotion to keep on positive. We don't ever want it to go down with smells or stuff at the front door also. That's about it.
Well,
I mean,
by
for
the way,
outside of the house.
Just a reminder, if you didn't see episode 1 and you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put the link in the description box below because that covers the inside of the house and a pre-listing home inspection, which is very important. Very funny too. This is kind of we don't really do a tip of the week, but I'm going to do it. Like I said, I was showing some properties this week, and I want to tell you something. This is another house that's about the $400,000 range. If you're attached to your appliances and you want to take them with you when you leave, and you want to replace that appliance, make sure it actually matches the decor. Make sure that it actually fits in the hole that you make when you take your other appliances. This is funny, but it's true. This happened just the other day. This house is around $420,000. Again, the median price range in Jacksonville, Florida is $215,000. So this is more of a more expensive home. Right off the bat, buyers laugh at this, but you can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this stuff up. I mean, if you look at the tile flooring and the cabinetry,
this was a really nice kitchen.
That's pretty nice, even though there's not granite countertops. I mean, you can tell that it's a nicer, and the vent above the stove is nice, but that is absolutely hilarious. I mean, we laugh at this. This is hilarious.
So this is something they're trying to encourage someone to make an offer of $420,000, and this is what the buyer's going to deal with. Now, what's even worse is I didn't even take the picture, but they built this kitchen. On the other side, there's cabinetry, and they built this kitchen, or they built the cabinets on that side of the house. Around, it appeared to be around a Sub-Zero refrigerator. So it was like the cabinets were custom made around this refrigerator, and it was like, it's not like you can just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy this refrigerator and fill in that hole. So that was another objection right off the bat. And kitchens are one of the most important rooms in a house.
It's the heart of the home.
So when you put in a stove like that, I know you don't believe me. This is true. This happened.
This is an actual house for sale. When you do this
in a kitchen and then you take out a refrigerator that's like special size, odd size, hard to find, difficult size, you take it out of the cabinetry that was built around it, you're just creating big objections. That's another one that's been on the market for a long time. And by the way, these examples are not any of our listings.
No, we wouldn't allow that.
No.
We do not allow it.
Well, it's not that we don't allow it. We don't encourage it. We try and advise our
sellers.
sellers.
We guide our sellers very, very well. It's ultimately their decision, but
That's
we guide
right.
our sellers. Because, listen, y'all, here's the thing. You think, well, what's the big deal? Someone buys an appliance package. Here's the big deal. Most people that purchase a home today, they're at the title company or the attorney's office signing their paperwork. Guess what is in the parking lot is their moving van full of household goods. They are literally going from signing the papers, getting their key, and they're walking into the house and dropping their suitcases, and the moving men are moving the stuff in right then and there. When are they going to stop what they're doing, gather up the children, go to Lowe's, pick out the stove, the refrigerator? Oh, now we got a special stove. We got, like you said, a special refrigerator because of the cabinets were custom fitted. It just is an aggravation because it takes time, effort, and energy, not just spend whatever $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on an appliance package, depending on what level that you're looking for. It's the aggravation that the buyer has to go through to get it. It adds to where their offer is going to come in, which is usually less.
But also, and that's another thing too. Like we said, you don't have to do what we're telling you if you don't care about how much money you get for your house.
I've never met anybody like that.
Both of these properties, by the way, the one that I showed you that needed all that outside work, and this one here, have been on the market for a long time, and they've seen several price reductions. So they haven't even got to a point yet where the buying public will even overcome those things and even want to make an offer.
Right.
So just, you know what? I don't understand, especially in that price range. Those people they moved somewhere else, and they must have bought a house, or they wouldn't be taking the refrigerator and the stove with them. I don't understand what their mindset was, that they would risk losing that much money on the sale of this house They prefer having a stove and a refrigerator
right.
over the. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's mind-boggling. But this is, we love real estate.
Love it.
But these are the kind of things that just tickle us to death, and we see it all the time. And I'm gonna make it a bigger point of showing you these things as we go on with these lives every week. When I'm going to just show you pictures and little video clips of our day-to-day experiences in the real estate business. It really is comical when we look back on them.
Well, I mean, just yesterday, I was talking on the pre-show about this new listing we're going to be having, and like you said, it's going to go live tomorrow. It's a very nice house. It's actually in the Pablo Bay area of Jacksonville, Florida. We went there yesterday to, and in fact, Michael, go ahead and show you some pictures. We went there yesterday. Now, this is a staged home. Now, this house, we can tell you a little bit about it.
Well, it's going on the market live tomorrow. We've had it listed for about 10 days, and we advise the seller. Now, this was on the market previously with another agent. It was a vacant house. And if you know Cindy and I, we don't like to try and sell vacant houses. They don't get the money that they're worth, and people can't visualize. There's no emotion. Now we've got this house professionally staged. We've got professional photos. We've built the website out. And by the way, if you want to see the website, I'll put a link in the description box below. But it's 14049 carsoncourt.com. You got to spell out court. Go look at all the photos on this house, all the description and details. It's beautiful inside now because we had it professionally staged. And as you can see from the pictures here, people are going to walk in and they're going to have a connection, an emotional connection, which is what it takes to get better offers, better terms.
But before we went to this house, when it was vacant, when we first saw it, it's more like a cold shell of a house.
It's just a house.
It's just a cold shell.
Now it's a home.
It is a warm and inviting house. People will be sitting at this table. People will be sitting in the living room, hanging out. They don't want to leave.
Yeah, they'll actually visualize
themselves
how
living
they
there.
can actually live in this house.
Yes.
And the reason that we encourage our home sellers to professionally stage their homes is because you're competing with new construction. I don't care where you're at.
Yep.
There's new construction around you. You're competing with it. Even if it's the next county over. New construction homes all have a model home that's decked out, all the bells and whistles. So you've got to put yourself up there in that class. Yep. This house is listed at $419,900. It is one of the newest communities nearest the Mayo Clinic. Mm-hmm. So if you are a doctor or you're someone that uses the Mayo Clinic a lot, and there's a lot of people that come here from other towns, other cities, other states that want to be near the Mayo Clinic because they're getting treatment there or whatever the reason. This is literally, you go outside the subdivision, hang a right, 2 blocks up, hang another right, there's the Mayo Clinic. So this is very convenient. It's also very convenient to the Jacksonville beaches, the St. John's Town Center, and the Southside Business District. You can get to almost everywhere in town easily as well because it is right next to the interstate, J. Turner Butler and interstates.
Papa's back in there. Papa's back up there. So, like we were talking about, we're going to bring to you what's going on as we go through our day-to-day in real estate. So we were at this house yesterday when we just showed you. And let me just tell you what happened. So we're in the front yard. We're doing we prepare our own videos on our houses because we do our own drone photography because Mike is a drone pilot now. So he does the drone. We do our own videos. We have for years. Well, going back 7 years, we do. In fact, they're on YouTube. They're right here on YouTube. All of our videos that we've done on our houses. We do those ourselves. So we're outside the front of the house. I can guarantee you there has not been one time ever that as soon as we turn the camera on and hit record, there is either a plane flying over, a garbage truck going by. Yesterday, this is what happened yesterday. As soon as we turned the camera on, we were about to hit record. I said, "What? Wait, there's a FedEx truck coming." Sure enough, and they're loud and they have to stop, and it's a cul-de-sac, so they had 2 stops on the same street. We just have to shut everything down and wait, and we're just like shaking our head. This is what happens. And then I looked up at Mike. I'm like, "What's on your shirt?" We had breakfast breakfast sandwiches on the way. When we're hurrying over to do videos, grab some breakfast sandwiches from Panera. Well, sure enough, he had dropped it on, and we're eating in the car.
I bit into the sandwich, and the avocado slipped right out and right onto my white shirt.
Of course, to know exactly what happened is. That's what happened.
Then we had equipment malfunctions. It's funny. Very
expensive equipment, y'all. Malfunction halfway through the recording of the house. So that's the house. So when our video goes live, you'll see it here on YouTube. You can see that video. But this is what real estate agents go through on a day-to-day basis, and you just have to laugh because just to keep from being frustrated, because this is what happens on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, we want to bring you those funny pictures and funny things. Actually, we did a video at the house. Where did you post that? Instagram?
Twitter? Yeah, that's on Instagram. Check it out. It's just a little
quick little video we did from the house showing.
By the way, Instagram, Mike Jones, Jax, Florida. And by the way, if you would like us to send you a free, no obligation video on how to prepare your house for sale, just leave us a comment. All I need is your email address. You can private message us, call us, text us, whatever. We will send you that video. It's helped many people in the past. As a matter of fact, we get a lot of requests for that video. And like I said, there's no obligation. We're not going to call you and beat you up to make you buy or sell a home. We're just going to send it to you and hope and wish you the best in getting your home sold. There's a lot of great information in about 20 minutes. So anyway, we're happy to do that for you. Just drop us a line, get a hold of us somehow. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of crazy stuff there. Well, not crazy stuff, but fun stuff. What are we going to talk about next week?
Next week we're going to be the third in the series. It's going to be preparing your home to bring it to the market, and what does all does that entail? So that's going to be very fun. Don't want to miss that.
And you're going to find that all these things are going to link together. What we're pretty much doing is we're taking a long time to tell you everything that we do. Well, not everything, but the meat and potatoes of what we do. We're eventually going to get to the point where we're telling you or showing you some places and ways to advertise your home, to market your home. Besides Zillow, if you put it on Zillow, that's fine. But I'm telling you, if that's the only place that you're advertising your house, you are not helping yourself. There are many other avenues, many other places that you can advertise your house, market your house. The more people that know your house is for sale, the more interest you're going to get. And maybe we'll have a show too where Cindy will tell you some statistics about the amount of buyers that come to your house, how many can actually are in a position to buy right now. There's a lot of things that go into that. So you really got to get your house in front of a large group of buyers. You're not going to do it on Zillow. You're not going to do it on with a sign in the yard. Now let me real quick about Zillow. Sure, it's one of the biggest real estate portals in the world, but let me tell you real quick, Zillow makes money. The majority of their revenue comes from selling leads to real estate agents and mortgage people. What they do is they you list your house for free on there as a for sale by owner, and now at a minimum 75% of your leads are people that are interested in your house are going to real estate agents. Trust me, I've got a whole video on my YouTube channel about that and how it works. If you want to check that out, do a search. I'll even put that in a link in the description box below as well.
We can probably talk about more of that.
Next week, it's Christmas Eve. It's very busy.
Yep.
We're probably not going to do a live show next Thursday because that morning we're closing on our house. We're going to begin the painting and moving process. Not that we bought a house that needs painting. It's just the colors that the seller had don't match our taste, even though it was very nicely done. We're very excited about this house, but we've got a lot of painting to do. So we may just stop in real quick on the phone and say, hey, hello, how you doing? But anyway, if we don't see you next week, we hope that you have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a Happy New Year. And then when we come back on our next live show, we're going to be talking about preparing your house to bring it to the market.
All right.
You got anything else?
I think that's about it.
Signing off. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.